Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm gonna be showing you how to make pie crust for your sweet and savory pies. I'll be making 2 pie crusts, so I'm gonna start by sifting 2.5 cups of flour and a teaspoon of salt. I like to sift my flour because it's gonna fluff it up. After sifting it, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of sugar and mix everything together. The sugar is optional, you can omit it if you don't want it. I'm gonna be adding 1 cup of cold butter already cut into small pieces. I like to cut them into very small pieces so that it will be very easy to incorporate the butter into the flour. After mixing the butter into the flour, I will also be using ice water, so just add some ice into water. To combine the flour and the butter, I'm gonna be using 2 forks. You could use 1 fork if the 2 is not comfortable for you. You could also use a pastry blender if you have one. You could also use your fingers or a potato masher. I don't like to use my fingers because the heat from my fingers is going to melt the butter, and I like a very flaky pie crust. If you are new to my channel or a returning viewer and you are not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you can get an alert whenever I post a video. You can also follow me on other social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Pinterest. Thank you. When you are done combining the flour and the butter, it should look like breadcrumbs like this. The next step is to add water gradually. I'm gonna start by adding 4 tablespoons of ice water. You're gonna need about 6 to 10 tablespoons of water, but I like to add it gradually until I've achieved the right consistency. I'm just gonna give it a quick check to see if it is ready. I still need more water. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons and continue to mix it. Another sign to know that your dough is ready, you will notice that it will start clumping together. Then you know that there's enough water. But I still check it like this once in a while to be sure there's enough water. So it is not ready, I'm gonna add more water. If you don't add enough water to your dough, it is gonna crumble easily. I'm just gonna add 1 more tablespoon of water and make sure it's properly mixed together. Special shout out to all those that have subscribed. You guys are the best. I love you. Thank you and God bless you. Don't forget to like and share the video. Invite your friends. Thank you so much. When your dough is looking more like this, you know you are closer to your end goal. So I'm gonna still give it a check to make sure there's enough water. See, it is binding together. That means there's enough water. I'm gonna transfer it to a work surface and pack it together nicely so that everything will bind together. I'm not gonna knead it, but I'm just trying to push it together so that everything will be properly incorporated. It does not make sense to refrigerate it without packing it tightly together. After packing it tightly together, I'm gonna cut it into 2 because I'm making 2 pies. I am going to leave the link on how to make sweet potato pie in the description box in case you are interested. When you cut the dough into 2, it is very important to flatten it before you put them in the refrigerator, because if you do not do it, it's gonna be harder to roll it out. So flatten the dough and make sure they look very circular, even if it's not perfect, but circular. When you are ready to use the dough, it's gonna be easier for you to roll it out. So I'm just gonna wrap each dough individually in a plastic wrap and put them in the fridge for 1 hour. You could refrigerate them for 30 minutes, but I'm gonna put them in the fridge for 1 hour. You could refrigerate it for as long as you want, up to a week, and you can still freeze it for a long time. So these are the two 9-inch pan I'm gonna be using. After 1 hour, I'm gonna bring it out of the fridge and let it rest for at least 10 minutes before I start rolling it out. So it is very good to dust the surface so that the dough doesn't stick to the surface. So roll it inside out like so. It helps the dough to spread out, still maintaining almost similar shape. And whenever there's a crack, just use your hand to fix it. So when you roll it, after a while, you have to lift it off the surface so that it doesn't stick to the board. So I'm gonna roll it inside out, from the inside out, while trying to maintain the circular shape. I am using a circular pan, so it is very important to maintain the circular shape so that the dough will be equal on all sides. I will continue to roll, fixing any part that is split until it is wide enough for me to transfer into the pan. So if you are still watching the video and you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe, like and share the video. Thank you. To make sure the dough is large enough, use the pan to measure it. And when you're measuring it, make sure the dough is about 2 inches bigger than the pan, because you will eventually tuck the dough into the pan. Placing the pan over the dough gives you an idea of how large it is. If it's not big enough, continue to measure until it is big enough. Now it is big enough. I'm gonna roll it over the rolling pin, then use it to transfer it into the pan. Try not to pull it, just lift it up gently and try to push it into the pan, because you want it to sit properly into the pan. If you don't do it that way, it is gonna shrink when it is cooked. After pushing the dough into the pan, try to press it in to make sure it is firmly attached to the pan, because you don't want it to shrink. If it is not, it is gonna shrink when it gets cooked. After making sure that the dough firmly sits in the pan, you could trim off the excess dough, but because I like crust, I'm just gonna fold it in like this and give it a very beautiful design. I'm gonna design the edges and I'm gonna show you how it is done. After folding the edges nicely, I'm gonna use my thumb and my pointy fingers to create this classic pie design. Very easy. So I'm just gonna repeat it like this all around, like this, until I'm done. You can also use this recipe to make the regular Nigerian meat pie, empanada, fish pie, beans pie. It is still pie crust. Almost done. Let me show you another way to do it. You also need your fingers and a spoon, the bottom of a spoon. See, very easy. Are they not beautiful or what? Very easy to make, very simple. So next time when you want to make your favorite pie, give this recipe a try. You will not be disappointed. The crust is very delicious and flaky. So thank you guys for watching. Till I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed. I love you. Bye.